have a seat. Please have a seat. And to my Divine Nine family. Good evening, everyone. So tonight, with joy, we gather with friends and generations of family members. We gather here at the White House, steps from where the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, to celebrate America's newest national holiday. And we are joined by so many incredible leaders, including members of Congress, members of the Congressional Black Caucus, and CBC Chair Stephen Horsford. And we are also here with so many leaders who brought us to this day, including the one and only Miss Opal Lee. Here she is. The mother of Juneteenth. So when I served in the United States Senate, I was so proud to co-sponsor a bill to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. And as Vice President, it was my honor to stand beside our President, Joe Biden, as he signed the legislation that finally made that dream a reality. Indeed. And over the past 2 years, thanks to the leadership of President Joe Biden, and because of the support of all the leaders here, our nation has made incredible progress. We have created more than 13 million jobs and achieved record low Black unemployment. We have capped the cost of insulin for our seniors at $35 a month, so folks don't have to choose between paying for insulin or being able to buy groceries. With your support, we invested an historic nearly $7 billion into our HBCUs. In acknowledgement of the fact that they are centers of academic excellence. And to make sure our young leaders can succeed after they graduate, we will continue to fight for student debt relief. We've also been able to pass one of the most significant federal gun safety legislations in 30 years to help protect our communities from the horror of gun violence. And we will keep fighting to pass the assault weapons ban in the belief that all people have the right to be safe. In addition, since we took office, we have appointed more Black judges to the federal appellate bench than any administration in history. Yes, including the first Black woman to sit on the highest court in our land. Her name is Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. So thank you all, everyone here, for your support, and thank you for joining us tonight. This Monday, this upcoming Monday, Americans from all walks of life will again come together to celebrate Juneteenth, to honor Black excellence, culture, and community, to remember the full history of our nation, and to celebrate one of our nation's founding principles, the principle of freedom. On Juneteenth, we remember that after the Emancipation Proclamation ended slavery in the Confederacy, hundreds of thousands of Americans in Texas were kept in servitude for 2 more years. Then, on June 19th, 1865, Union troops arrived in Galveston to enforce emancipation. And the enslaved people of Texas claimed the freedom that was theirs by birth and by right. And as we celebrate, we also remember that it would be 6 months more before the 13th Amendment was ratified and all enslaved people in America were declared free. America is a promise of freedom, liberty, and justice. The story of Juneteenth, as we celebrate it, is the story of our ongoing fight to realize that promise, not for some, but for all. On Juneteenth, we are also reminded of the duality of progress. As we fight to move forward to expand freedom, we must also fight to protect the freedoms already won. And as we know, we can take nothing for granted in that regard. For example, let us look at the sacred freedom to vote, the freedom that generations fought, bled, and died to secure, the freedom that is under assault in states across our nation, and the freedom that we must defend by passing the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and the Freedom to Vote Act. At the same time, we continue to fight to restore the freedom and the right of every woman in every state to make decisions about her own body. And we fight to make sure that all Americans have the freedom to learn our country's history in full, because while we celebrate a holiday dedicated to teaching and honoring America's full history, extremists across our country attempt to ban books and erase our past. And on this point, let us be very clear. Black history is American history. So in conclusion, as we gather tonight, let us remember the words of the great Coretta Scott King. She said, "The fight for civil rights must be fought and won with each generation." She reminds us that our freedoms will not be permanent unless we, in each generation, are vigilant to protect them. So let us stand together as Americans to teach and honor our history, to protect our liberty, and to continue the fight for freedom. And with that, I have now the honor, I don't know if she knows, but I have asked Ms. Opal Lee to join me on this stage so we can thank her with applause. There she is. Can we please stand and applaud Ms. Opal Lee?
Hello, young people. And no, you're all not young people if you're not 96. Please, could I just say this to you young folk? Make yourself a committee of one to change somebody's mind. If people can be taught to hate, they can be taught to love. And it's up to you to do it. We are the most powerful country in the whole United States. And we must get together and get rid of the disparities the joblessness and homelessness and health care that some people can get and others can't, and climate change that we are responsible for. And if we don't do something about it, we're all going to hell in a handbasket.
And with that, and with that, and with that, I thank you, Ms. Opal Lee, for your years of advocacy, leadership, and truth-telling. Happy Juneteenth to everyone. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Distinguished guests, the President of the United States, accompanied by Ashley Biden.
Good evening, everyone. How are you tonight? My name is Ashley, and I am the first daughter of the United States of America. I am a proud social worker, criminal justice reformer, and an advocate for healing. I have spent the past 20 plus years working with communities most harmed and least protected to help realize safety, justice, and healing. This is an historic occasion for our American family. We are so honored to celebrate Juneteenth here at the White House. On Juneteenth, the United States made a crucial step forward away from slavery and towards the realization of a more equal, more just, and more healed country. After decades of advocacy from Ms. Opal Lee, my dad, Joe Biden, made Juneteenth officially a federal holiday. My dad has instilled in me a deep commitment to serving and honoring our history and making material changes to the lives of African Americans. Through his courage, he leads, bringing jobs, justice, and healing to communities all across the country. It is my great honor to be here today to introduce him. Dad, I tell you this all the time, but I want you to know how proud I am of you. America, you are so lucky to have him as your president. I don't know anybody who really, truly works harder for you, for the American people. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden, Jr.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Ashley's father. She's the love of my life and the life of my love. Oh no, I couldn't be prouder of her. Thank you all for being here. Our outstanding Vice President Kamala Harris, the second gentleman, members of the Cabinet and the Congress, grandmother to the movement of Juneteenth, a federal holiday, Miss Opal Lee. Opal, thank you for being here. You're the reason we're here in large part. And a special thanks to tonight's gifted performers. You know, I was leaning over and telling Kamala, I followed some tough acts. I've spoken before Nobel Prize winners. I've spoken after the Pope. I've spoken to every Medal of Honor winners, military heroes. But my Lord, I've never spoken before a group like this. I had the honor to bestow some of our nation's highest awards to some of our most important black artists, writers, performers, producers, theater and ballet companies. To paraphrase Maya Angelou, people will never forget how you make them feel. And you all made us feel incredibly well. Tonight's performers helped us feel the power of Juneteenth, Black Music Month, among other things. As Kamala described earlier, to honor the true meaning of Juneteenth, our entire administration is continuing to charge forward to literally redeem the soul of America. When I announced I was running the first time, I said I was running for 3 reasons. And even some of my staff thought I was crazy. I said one of the first reasons is to restore the soul of America. Restore decency and honor. Let me just add this. To me, making Juneteenth a federal holiday wasn't just a symbolic gesture. It was a statement of fact for this country. To acknowledge the origin of the original sin of slavery. To understand the war was never fought over it. It wasn't just about the Union, but it was most fundamentally about the country and freedom. To remember the Emancipation Proclamation wasn't just a document. It captured the essence of freedom that galvanized the country. It proved that some ideas are more powerful. They can't be denied. It's a reminder that the promise of America is we all are created equal in the image of God, and we deserve to be treated equally throughout our entire lives. We're the most unique country in America, in the world. Other countries are founded based on faith, on ethnicity, on other things, religion. But we are founded on an idea, unlike any other country in the world. And we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. While we never fully lived up to that promise, we've never walked away from it either. On our best days, enough of us have the guts and the heart to stand up for the best in us. It matters. It really matters. As the past few years remind us, our freedoms have been put at risk by racism that's still too powerful a force. You know, I was a kid in the civil rights movement. And I used to think, I honestly believed that you could defeat hate. But hate only hides. It hides under the rocks. And when given oxygen, just a little oxygen, it comes roaring back out again. And we have to stand up and deny it the oxygen. So Juneteenth, as a federal holiday, is meant to breathe a new life into the very essence of America. To make sure all Americans feel the power of this day and the progress we can make as a country. To choose love over hate, unity over disunion, and progress over retreat. Choosing to remember history, not erase it. To read books, not ban them. No matter how hard some people try. That's what's great about it. That's what great nations do. And we're a great nation. Let me conclude with this. As your president, I visited Tulsa, Oklahoma to say what happened there on Wall Street, on Black Wall Street 102 years ago was not a riot. It was a race massacre. It wasn't a riot, it was a race massacre. And from the pulpit of Ebenezer, from the bridge of Selma, in front of the graduating class at Howard, we've prayed, we've marched, we've celebrated. And here at the White House, we've hosted champion teams with black athletes, continuing the legacy of social activism advocacy. I signed a law, 100 years in the making, to, believe it or not, to make lynching a federal hate crime. And hosted the first screening of The Till, the movie 100 years after the birth of a nation, was screened in this same room. Folks, my message on these occasions and on this Juneteenth day is we got to go forward. We have to move forward together. When we choose to protect the freedoms we all deserve, when they are attacked, that's when we cannot remain silent. Silence is complicity. To heal the wounds of division so racism no longer tears us apart, we have to choose to be believers in a dream, doers of the world. As the gospel song goes, we've come too far from where we started. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far, so leave me. My fellow Americans, I don't think the Lord brought us this far. The good Lord brought us this far and leave us behind. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. So happy Juneteenth. Bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you very much. Let's get the job done. Let's get the job done.